Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about blockchain. Blockchain was first introduced to the world by an unknown person or group named Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008. The introduction of Bitcoin was the first implementation of blockchain technology. Over the years, more and more cryptocurrencies came to existence as the technology gained more popularity. But what makes blockchain so special? Blockchain technology relies on distributed and decentralized ledgers, also called nodes on the blockchain. Ledgers are no more than a account-keeping book of which each page represents a block in the blockchain. The beautiful thing about blockchain is that the ledger is not stored in one central place. Instead, it is stored on multiple places, and therefore the ledger is distributed. So even if you destroy one copy of the ledger, there are still many thousands of other copies that keep the same record. Blockchain technology relies on distributed and decentralized ledgers, also called nodes on the blockchain. Ledgers are no more than account-keeping books of which each page represents a block in the blockchain. The beautiful thing about blockchain is that the ledger is not stored in one central place, instead it is stored on multiple places, and therefore the ledger is distributed. So even if you destroy one copy of the ledger, there are still up to thousands of other copies that keep the same record. The fact that blockchain technology is decentralized is due to the fact that blockchain is not governed by a central party. Instead, it is governed by a set of rules, which are called the protocol. The protocol dictates the set of rules of which everybody agrees on when joining the network. When more than 50% of the network agree that rules have to be changed, this is possible. But no longer can a centralized entity dictate what or how something is written in the accounting book. Bitcoin, which is the most famous blockchain, relies on miners to verify every transaction. Bitcoin mining is done by specialized computers which are called mining rigs. The role of the miners is to secure the network and to process every Bitcoin transaction on it. Miners achieve this by solving a cryptographic puzzle to come to the right hash. For this service, miners are rewarded with newly created Bitcoins and transaction fees. Here we see a chain of blocks on the Bitcoin network. This chain of blocks, the blockchain, represents one node. So here we see that Satoshi wants to send one Bitcoin to Eric. And this transaction is picked up by the miner from the mining pool, and he starts mining. Now his mining rig is coming up with a solution to come up with the right nodes so that the hash gets 4 zeros at the beginning. The amount of zeros can be increased to increase the difficulty of the cryptographic work that has to be done. Now this block is mined and it is shown in green. It is verified and secure. Now Eric wants to send one Bitcoin to Nakamoto. And for this he put in a transaction on the Bitcoin network. Now his transaction is picked up by the miner again and it starts mining. And now with all this data, with the data that Eric wants to send one Bitcoin to Nakamoto, with the previous hash, and any other data that can be implemented like fees, he has to come up with the right nodes to come up with 4 zeros at the beginning again, which he succeeded. And so the chain continues. So now the previous hash created in block 2 and the data that Nakamoto wants to send one Bitcoin to Vitalik, the mining rig has to come up with a hash with 4 zeros at the beginning. And so he succeeded. On this page you see a full-scale distributed blockchain. This blockchain consists of 3 nodes, A, B and C. The nodes control each other for changes. So when a miner is finished with verifying the transaction, he sends his data out to the 3 nodes, and then the 3 nodes start talking to each other if they agree on these transactions. For example, if Eric sends one Bitcoin to Nakamoto, they discuss with each other if Eric had the 1 Bitcoin to begin with, and if he didn't also send it to Satoshi. So when they all agree, the page is, the new block is there. Everybody agreed on it. The block is then immutable, because if I, for example, in chain A want to add one Bitcoin in block 3, the other two nodes will directly see that something changed because the data changed, also the hashes has changed. So here we have a hash which is 06012, and then we go down and we have a hash of 00012. So immediately by comparing the hashes to each other, pair C and pair B they see that there was something sketchy going on in chain A, and therefore the chain is excluded from the network. So everything that happens after block 3 won't be recognized by the other two pairs of the network. And what the majority of the network agrees upon, that is the one truth. So now that we talked a bit about how blockchain works, you might be interested in buying your own Bitcoin. A way to do this is via third parties such as BitMyMoney. Here you can buy Bitcoin with Ideal, for example, but it is also possible to do it over the counter, and that means just person to person, buy it from a friend you know that has Bitcoin, and that way it is more private. But I can recommend BitMyMoney. But I cannot recommend storing it on BitMyMoney because then you store it in a centralized manner. Bitcoin is a decentralized network, and therefore you are responsible for your own keys. And with this, I particularly mean your private key. Because if you create a wallet to store your Bitcoin on, there's no centralized party to get your private key back. So once you make a wallet and you get the private key, if you then lose it, you lose the access to your accounts, and therefore you lose your Bitcoin. But how do others know that the Bitcoin I sent is really sent by me? This is done with a signature. The signature is formed by a mathematical algorithm. I won't dive into that because it's quite complicated, but it consists of a message, your public key, and the algorithm that creates your signature. With the signature, others can validate that it was indeed you or the person with the private key that sent the transaction. Okay guys, I hope you understand blockchain a little bit better now. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And we will be back next week with more info about mining.